Well, hello there. It has been a minute. So excited to be here with you and going live. And happy Hanukkah for all those who are celebrating right now. And in advance, Merry almost Christmas and happy Kwanzaa. It's great to be in December and be here with you. This is a broadcast inspired by Colby, who messaged me a question that I have gotten so many times in the last 90 days. Her question was, how did you get started speaking? Like, I know if we're just meeting for the first time that you may not know this about me, but I am one of less than 3% of the world who is a full-time keynote speaker. And in addition to that, I host, many of you know, the Meredith TV show, which is taping here in January, on January 31st, actually. And uh, I am also a leadership trainer. So I want to pull from my leadership to answer that question. How did I get started in speaking? Well, it's always been my dream. You can watch my Amazon Prime TV special called Speak Up. You can Google it and find it all over the internet. And of course, on Amazon Prime. And you can get deep into the story of how I fell in love with speaking. But it probably wasn't until maybe 10 years ago now that I really began to make brave decisions. So, brave decision number one, to move west when I always wanted to live in California. And that I didn't really have like a set plan of what I would do immediately upon arrival. But once I got here, so many of my dreams started to unlock. So you have to be brave, go places you've never gone, and do things you never do, is the shortest answer. The longer answer, which I believe everybody here deserves, because I hate it when people say, like, here I am, and with this great success. And yes, this has been the best year of my career. And it's amazing and a huge honor to lift rooms and reach millions of people through television and stages every year. But it wasn't always the case. And so many people have said, like, I really know I have a great story. I want to tell it, but I don't know where to start. So I would say the first thing that you get to do is get your head on straight about it. So lots of people have dreams and they sit on a shelf, and I joke they get crusty and dusty because they don't do anything with them. You've got to not only get clear that if this is your dream, whatever it is, this can apply to anything in your life, not just speaking. You've got to commit. And what does that look like? Well, for me, it was giving up something else to make space for my dream. So what am I talking about? Well, I don't speak about it frequently, but I've actually coached thousands of people, and I mean thousands of clients over the years on how to launch their online business, how to master their message, and share their stories. But about, I think it was 4 years ago now, when I got married, my husband said, you coach a lot of people, but you always tell me that you enjoy speaking more than anything. What would it look like to go all in? And we talked about it, and I had to let go of all 38 of my clients. Talk about scary, but you have to make space for your dream. You can't just hope and will it. Like, I'm definitely a big fan of manifesting. In fact, I have friends who call me Meredith the Magical Manifester. But the truth is, if you want to be a paid professional speaker or anything big in your life, you've got to make space and room for it. So I had a lot of reliable income that I let go of. My husband, believe it or not, like, you also need to have champions for you that support you. He pushed me. And I was like, you're insane. There's so much money that we're like giving up here. And he's like, well, you said you probably need more time and energy to dedicate to speaking. So I challenge you to answer this question wherever you're watching. Type down below, email me at hello@themeredithshow.com. What's your big, hairy, scary dream that you've put on a shelf that you admit is crusty and dusty? Because I had one to be a speaker, but I kind of got suckered into other things. Like, I often share in my talks that nobody wakes up and says, I think I'll live my life on automatic today. I think I'll be mediocre. But sadly, studies show that so many of us get stuck in this trap of not what we love and lights us up, but what's comfortable. We tell us a story, like we tell ourselves we have to pay the bills, so we have to do X. And I do believe you have to do some things you don't want to do to make a dream come possible. But the most important thing is to let go of things, which is very funny. I'll circle back to that, that aren't going to unlock and make the space for your dream. So if I was coaching people like 80 hours a month, how could I possibly travel the world and be a full-time keynote speaker? That wouldn't be fair to them, right? So I think it's really great. If you're watching, let me know if you have a big, hairy, scary dream, maybe something small that's unfulfilled, but you haven't had the courage to do. So I'm here telling you that you really need to take a close look. I do have one unfulfilled dream. I want to reverse my diabetes. I'm still working on that. I got diagnosed late in life and it really tipped me off, but so many people in my family have it. But like you can see, like I have little guns. I don't know if you can see them that well on camera. I'm lifting weights because I know that lifting and eating clean is the way to reversing diabetes. I'm not just wishing and hoping for it to happen, right? So when I wanted to become a speaker, I had to make space and I let go of all those clients, that reliable income. Well, what happened then? I realized with great clarity, I needed two things that all speakers have. And I didn't have them. I didn't have a demo reel that actually of any sort. And at that time, I think I also did not have a clear sense of what my signature talk was going to be. So there's like three huge lessons right there because no matter what you're doing, whether you want to be a speaker like me or you just want to run down a dream, you've got to A, clear the space, and B, take a really close look when the noise is shut down at what you don't have ready. So if you want to be a full-time keynote speaker, what do you want to be known for? Well, now everybody knows I'm known for how to find the courage to create leaders that speak up, stand out, and shine against the competition. Who came up with this? Well, remember I said you need to have champions. I had a mentor in the NSA. What's the NSA? The National Speakers Association. I am adamant. I feel like everybody who is a speaker should be a member of the NSA. So recap in the chat. If you're watching this in the replay, say replay. What do you hear me saying? Because I'm just going to recap to make sure everything is landing as we have this plane. And I'm going to do this every day this week. I'm going to share all the things. Why am I doing that? Well, first of all, I know so many people help me along the way, so many, and you can't do it alone. You can't. Like I would never have the level of success. This is the biggest year where I've made the most money, spoken for the most engagements in my entire life. But I would not be here if I hadn't given up coaching. And I still coach now. I'll circle back to that. Very select people that bring me great joy that want, for example, to really get their keynote like in super big order. I love that. And I love, love, love lighting up a room and lifting people and making them awaken and recognize that if they're stuck, they don't need to be. They just need to commit to making small changes. So the small change I challenge you to make is take that crusty, dusty dream off the shelf and answer me this. This is your homework today. I'm going to create a live challenge all week where I pour into you. What can you let go of to make space for your dream? And then think of 2 actionable steps. I said I needed a signature talk. I wasn't clear on that at first, and I didn't have a demo reel. So tomorrow, how I clean that up and worked on those 2 things. But until then, what is the hairy, scary dream you have? And then, I mean, goodness gracious, I'm just going to add this in here. Email me and my team. I want to hear from you. What's your big, hairy, scary dream? And if it's speaking, I'd love to hear that. But I don't care what it is. What are you willing to let go of? Okay? Because you've got to let go of things to make space for your dreams to come true. You've got to make time, space, energy, and commit to it, right? And then you've got to be really strategic and focused and pick like 2 things. Really high-level speakers have an amazing demo reel and have a very great message and a problem that they solve. So the problem that I solve is it's really noisy out there. I help leaders get off of automatic, let go of mediocrity, forget about being good or great at what they do. I help them level up so high that they operate and aim for excellence in everything that they do. What would it look like if you committed to something like that? Right? Well, how did I figure that out? It took me a long time. You could be good at a million things. Your dream might be to do something that you've never done. You might need to get a lesson. You might need to get a mentor, whatever it is. Clear the space and think of two things that are in the way. So I needed a demo reel and a signature talk. And what do you do when you start from scratch for a dream or a demo reel? So, more on that tomorrow. Let me know if this was helpful. Please hit share if this will inspire you or a friend to run down your dream as we come up on the new year. I want to pour into you the next couple of days. I've missed you. Motivational speakers love lifting other people. So, I hope you feel my energy and excitement. And when I see that more than 10 people ask me this question over and over again, how did you get into living your dream and become a full-time keynote speaker? I'm not holding back. I'm here for you. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's an honor to be paid to do what you love. And if less than 3% of the world is honored like me to get paid to speak, we should never be selfish with our gifts and our dreams. We have to share them with other people. So email me. And if you want extra tips and extra content, I have a group for that. It's called Extraordinary Leadership. Get the clarity, connection, courage, and community that you want because I love pouring into you. So you'll get a little extra in there. You can join that community if you want. And you can copy and paste. Maybe you can even click that link. I don't know. I'm on so many channels live right now. I'm putting it up on the screen, but it's called Extraordinary Leadership, Clarity, Connection, Courage, and Community. That's my private group that I will let you into. So just look for it on Facebook and I will let you enter, or make it easy. Email my team. We'll send you the direct link. Thank you so much for watching. Keep dreaming, keep shining, and keep showing up. I'll be here right here again live tomorrow. And you can also catch the replays in my private community.